Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, and if you haven't, thank you very much for watching this video. Just a little disclaimer to start with. I have had to use my lamp, sort of daylight lamp, to film this because it's winter. So I am sorry about the glare. Hopefully it won't be too troublesome. But it's good to be back, and I'm just sharing my 2025 flip through with you today. I am sorry about the wait. As I said, I've had trouble trying to find the time and the daylight to do this, so hopefully I'll be able to film a better one in the spring when there's a bit more daylight. But to begin with, I've got my dashboard, and I've just got some decorative cards that I made on Canva. So these were all made by me on Canva, and they're just like a Polaroid style. And my plan is to refresh this, maybe not every month because it does seem to go really quickly. 4 weeks is not very long, and it just seems to go so fast that I can't think of ideas quick enough. But I keep all these cards so I can sort of chop and change them as I like. And then I've got this coffee and flowers one, which is also one that I made on Canva. I've just got that in a credit card pocket. This is an information card, so that's just got my details on it in case my planner gets lost. And this card up here is from Paper Tarry. I've had that quite a while. I just like the shape of it and the aesthetic of it. And then in the pockets, I just have nothing in that one. I have some, sorry, I keep moving the lamp, I do apologise. I have some grade dots from Paper Tarry in there that I need to reorder. And in this zip pocket here, I have a note from my doctor and jeans that I like, because I don't know if anyone else finds this, it's so confusing when you go into a shop looking for the same pair of jeans that you bought once, and there's about 20 different kinds, so it just makes it easier. In the back pocket here, I've just got some paperwork, and I usually keep my prescription in there as well for quick reference. So that is my dashboard. Then I have a vellum 2025 year at a glance, which I made on Canva, and that was inspired by Paper Test Designs. And then all of my dividers are made from acetate. They're just literally really simple, just acetate, really glossy acetate, cut to size. I think they were binder covers actually, from Amazon. They weren't very expensive. So I just cut them to Franklin Covey compact size, and I ordered these tabs from a company on Etsy, and I cannot remember the name of them, but I will link it below. They usually do Bible tabs, but I think they have done a lot of planner tabs recently. Next is my capture hub. So this is where I put sticky notes and clip information that I need to file elsewhere in the future. So I just empty that as and when. Then I've got my own getting things done, my version. This is a flowchart that I made on Canva. And this is just basically what I do with information that comes in, where it goes and what I do with it. Then I've got a task reminders. This is basically like a brain dump trigger list. So when I do my brain dump, I will go through this list and write down anything that I'm prompted by. Then I've got an add to planner list. This is not even half of it. I've basically been using Notion as like a capture for things that I want to add to my planner. And it's a lot of work, but hopefully I'll get to work on that. And then my next section is routines. All of these cover pages, they are matching throughout the planner. And I made these on Canva as well, just really simple This vellum I believe was from HR Handmade, sorry not vellum, acetate, I believe was from HR Handmade on Etsy. Just a really simple leaf design. And then I've got my weekly planning routine card, so I use this every week when I do my weekly planner setup, so when I fill out my weekly inserts. And then I've got my weekly routine tasks, so these are tasks that I put on my weekly inserts every week, and they are reoccurring, they happen every week, so I just copy these out. Next I've got my monthly planning routine card, so again I use this when I plan my month. It's a really good guideline for helping me remember everything. And then I've just got a decorative card that I made on Canva as well. These cards were all made on Canva by me. Then I've got a weekday timeline, which is basically like an outline of how my weekdays go. This is really good when I've got brain fog because it reminds me what I need to get done. It's really helpful. And then I've got the same for Saturday and the same for Sunday. This isn't like, I don't necessarily abide by this at the weekends because it depends what my plans are, but it is like a good outline. My next section is tasks. So this is a month specific tasks insert. I made this on Canva and it's inspired by the Peanuts Planner Co one. So with most of the inserts in this planner, I've recreated my own versions from versions that I've used from other planner companies, but I've sort of made them all look the same. So I've made my own versions with my own aesthetic basically, so everything matches, and it was a lot of hard work. But I've got them all set up for using in the future now, so I just need to change dates and things, provided I want to use the same inserts, which I think I will. So this one is a month specific tasks insert. So I've just got the tasks that need doing particular months of the year. Sorry, I am struggling to explain things today. I've got, as I said, I do get brain fog with my chronic illness and I am struggling a little bit at the moment, but if you do have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer anything in the comments or on Instagram at laura.janeplans. So I've just got various tasks and I've categorised them by home maintenance, medical appointments, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom and admin. And then this is a set of a couple of inserts. So I've got my 2025 overview as the cover sheet. And then behind that I've got a fold out, which again was inspired by Peanuts Planner Co. So this is a week specific tasks list, which you might have seen before in my other videos. So I basically assign a category for each week of the month, and I give it a colour code on the overview. And then on this sheet I basically set out tasks that need doing every month, but I split it across the whole month. So it's not overwhelming. So week 1 is personal, week 2 is office admin, week 3 is schedule, week 4 is life admin. And I've sort of reevaluated which tasks I want to do when I was doing my setup at the end of the year. Just to, I think it's always a good idea to reevaluate and see if things are actually necessary or if there's anything you could add that would help. My next section is future log. So this is the same as last year, I think, in another insert that I designed myself. So I've just got the month at the top, and then it's like a vertical view of the month, and I really like this layout because you can see it in quarters. That's really useful. And then I've just got Future Log 2026, so Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, just to jot things down if anything gets planned. Then I've got my monthlies, and I've redesigned these to basically align with the goals that I've set. So this is my monthly for January, and I've used stickers just to mark important dates, and they do sort of, the colours do correspond to various things, but I haven't made a key yet. So yeah, this is like Monday to Sunday, and then I've got my home to-dos here, personal to-dos here, my budget here, any current projects that I'm working on here, and then on this side all of these boxes are relating to my goals. So I've got fun, recreation and family, seasonal joy, which is not my goals, but it's something that I'm wanting to incorporate within my months. Then I've got learning, home, health and wellness, and creativity and hobbies. So that's been really useful because it's prompted me to go back to my goals and set tasks within the month that align with those. And then down the side I've got focus. So this is anything that would need doing on a specific week that sort of relates to what's happening that week. So if I've had a GP appointment, I need to update my medical log. If it's someone's birthday, I need to send them a card the week before and things like that. And it's just helpful to have everything like in one place so I can refer to everything. When I'm saying this out loud, it sounds overly complicated, but it makes sense to me. So this is February, and then I've just got all the months in here for the whole year. And then I've got my weekly inserts, and these are my monthly and weekly inserts I make on Microsoft Word. That's just the way I've always done it, and I find it easiest to do it that way. I just basically make a page of grid and then I split it up into however I want it to be. It involves some maths, but it's fine. So this is my weekly, and it's basically the same as it has been for quite a few months. So I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then down the side I've got my meal plan, what I'm reading, TV and film, art focus. So this is what I want to focus on at the weekend in my art sessions. Any goal tasks, anything that's pending, zone cleaning tasks, current projects and notes or to do. So I might at some point make this whole thing Saturday and this Sunday and then shorten this, because I'm not sure that all of this is necessary. I do prefer having that divide and having this whole thing as not days of the week, but I would like more room for the weekends. So that's something that I might try, and that's basically been the same. And I do alter this column sometimes if I find that it's not working, but it's really easy to do. And then at the end of my month I've got like a goals overview, so I just write down everything that I've done to work towards my goals and what I think I've achieved and what I could work on. So that is my weeklies. And then I've got, this is a weekly that I have designed but I haven't tried out yet. So I've got an hourly for the weekdays so I can plan my work day. And then I've got room for tasks and then all of the other bits. I'm not sure if I like it, but I might give it a try just to see. Then I've got my home section. So this is my home sort of style board, which is quite useful. So it's like basically the look and feel of my home, and the kind of things that I like to decorate with. Then I've got zone cleaning tasks. So if I think of something that needs cleaning but it's not that zone in that week, then I'll write it on this list and refer back to it. So when it is that week for zone cleaning, I can complete that task. And then I've got some paint swatches. These are just cards that I made on Canva, and then I used paint tester samples to paint them. Then I have my zone cleaning lists. So these are freebies in my Google Drive if you wanted to download them, and they're just prompts as to what I could clean in the zone cleaning weeks, which is quite useful because sometimes it's hard to think of things that need doing. So they are very handy. Then I've got reference numbers, so these are things like which bulbs and which batteries, what model number of various appliances, colours of blinds, various things, wall colours, that kind of thing. And then I've got a home to-do list, so this is things like repairs or redecorating. And then I've got a home maintenance log, so any work that needs doing or has been done. And then I've got contacts. I am going to replace my contact pages at some point because I just don't like the way that I've done them. And then I've got my finance section. So I've got a finance like trigger list. So I basically do a brain dump at the beginning of the month or in preparation for the new month. And I look at this and it sort of prompts me to think about what I need to budget for that month. And that's also in my Google Drive. Then I've got a bill payment tracker. And then it's my personal section. So in this section, I've got cards to buy throughout the year. And I've also got this on my Notion as well. So when I'm out and about, I can buy cards for the entire month. Sometimes I do it quarterly as well. And then I've got my goals section. So this is my vision board. So I've got lots of pictures on there and some quotes. And then at the bottom, I've got all of the goals that I want to achieve this year. And then this is my monthly and quarterly goal tracker. So anything that needs tracking monthly or quarterly will go on here. And then this is everything that needs tracking weekly. So things like my food diary, guitar practice, self-care Fridays, film night, things like that. And then I've got a goals manifesto, which I also made on Canva. So this is basically like a little mission statement, and then what my core values are and how they relate to me. And then an affirmation and my word of the year, which is nurture. Then I've got a goals overview. So this is basically breaking down all of my goals into action steps. So it's really easy to refer back to and make sure that I'm on track, and I'm doing really well so far because of it. And I can track things, like tick things off on here as well, which is really useful. Then I've got a rewards for completing my goals, which I unfortunately didn't get in January, even though I did really well. I think I could have done better, but maybe I'm being a bit hard on myself. Then I've got a dopamine menu, which is something that I came up with ChatGPT. So it's goal based, and it's just like little things that I can do, small enjoyable activities that bring joy. A prompt list for doing a goals review, so it's basically like a list of questions that relate to my goals, and then I've just made some notes relating to my goals as well. Then I've got my capsule wardrobe section. So this is my personal style board, which I still need to update. I think I said that about a year ago that I need to update it. but I am sort of getting more comfortable with the things that I like, and the colours that I like to wear and what I feel comfortable in. So I will update that at some point, and probably, hopefully, do a video on it one day within the next 20 years. And then I've just got some notes about capsule wardrobes. And next is my shopping section. So I've got a list of things that I'd like to save for and approximately how much they cost. And then I've got this is a wish list, and I've just categorized it. I'm really trying to be more mindful about what I spend my money on and the quality of things that I buy, and just sort of thinking more about where my money's going, basically. I've never been like a big spender. I'm actually quite stingy with my money. I don't really buy much to sort of treat myself. I buy a couple of charity shop books a month, maybe some art supplies, very occasionally, but yeah, not a lot. So I don't think I need to like dial it back, so to speak, but I think these habits are useful. I think being mindful about that kind of thing is a good thing to do. Travel. So in here I have a packing guide, a list of places to visit, a map of York because it's our favourite city, and then I've got my eat section. So I've got a recipe for cookies. These are my favourite recipes, which is why they take pride of place in a plastic sleeve. So this jelly pocket is from Plan by Stowe. So I've got a cookie recipe and a brownie recipe. And then I've got a grocery store guide. So this is basically like a trigger list for when I'm writing my shopping list. And I've got some information about volumetrics, favourite healthy recipes and healthy habits, and some decorative cards, protein sources and healthy recipe resources. And then these are all recipes that I've saved. So these are ones that we've come up with or that we use often, like this granola recipe I use every week. Then I have some lunch bowl ideas, favourite wines and favourite beers and ciders. Then I have a buffet food card, which is basically like if two people are doing a buffet, who can bring what. It's quite useful because me and my sister usually split things between us, so it's quite handy to have it already planned out. Then I've got a list of things to do when we have guests stay, and then a list of make ahead or quick dinners. And then this is my meal plan, so it's just the same as previously. It's just a month on 2 pages, and I just fill it out every week. I do it on a Wednesday because we do the shopping on a Friday, and we have pizza every Friday, which is great. So that's about it really to say about that. It's just meals. Let's see. And then next I've got lunch bowl combinations. So these are various, it's basically like a little formula. So you choose a base, a protein, a veggie, a topping and a dressing, and you have lunch. And then I've got just a couple of notes and some calorie information. Then I've got my projects section, so I've got a couple of scribbly notes about some things, and my project index. And then I've got some flowers to plant each month, blog post ideas or video ideas, and some plain paper. Then is my wellness section. I've got a little medication card, a sticky note with instructions on what to do when I have a flare-up. I'm really bad at looking after myself, as I'm sure a lot of people are who have chronic illness, or just generally anyone. It's really hard to sometimes make yourself take the steps to make yourself better. So I just wanted to make myself a little note to say it's okay, you deserve to be looked after, you deserve to feel better, and they can help you, and it's nothing to be ashamed of or be afraid of, basically. Then I've got a Self-Care Friday menu. So one of my goals this year is to do Self-Care Fridays every Friday. So I just pick from this menu, and it's just a nice thing to do on a Friday. It just closes off the week, especially working from home. You sort of get that Friday feeling back, and it's really chilled, and yeah, it's just a nice thing to do. And then I've got Slow Sunday, which again, one of my goals is to have a slow Sunday every month. So this is, I think I posted this on Instagram in my stories at some point. So it's just like a little schedule of nice things. So like going for a walk, listening to your favourite playlist, going for coffee and doing weekly planning. Just nice things that I enjoy, because sometimes it's really hard to, when you're not feeling great, it's really hard to step back and think, what do I need? So I feel like having these lists and prompts just sort of gives me permission to slow down and take time for myself, and try and make myself feel better. Then I've got anxiety relief. So again, just some prompts. I don't know about anyone else, but sometimes I go into panic mode when something's wrong with me, and I'm like, I don't know what I need. So that's why there's so many lists and things to do with mental health in here, and that's something that I'm focusing on at the moment as well. Then, as well as mental health, I've also got some things relating to physical health in here. So I do suffer from sciatica quite often. So I've sort of made this page as like they're like stretches that I can do to give me some relief. I also get migraines fairly often, although not as often as I used to. So it's just some little hints and tips that I've found, that sort of things that have helped. All of these sticky notes that are sort of squiggly, I will probably make them nicer at some point, but I feel like the information is important, and as long as it's here, then at the moment that's what matters. Then I've got a medical log. So I basically so this is my trackers section. So I basically have this yearly, well, sort of month by month layout, and I just basically write all of my medical appointments, anything that's happened, any blood tests, and things like that. So this was last year's. This is with Peanuts Planner Co. one, and I made my own version that's not a fold out, it's just separate pages, which I prefer. So that's really useful if I'm on the phone to someone, sort of my rheumatologist or the doctor, and I can refer to it really easily, because my brain sort of empties as soon as I get on the phone to anyone relating to medical things. And then here I've got my medication change log. So I was going to basically write my history of when I've changed medications, because sometimes that does affect things. And then I've got the doctor's visits inserts as well, which is like a more in-depth description of what has happened at appointments. So that's really useful to have on hand as well. Then I've got a period tracker, and then I've got my create section. So I've just got some ideas here on sticky notes, and then this year I've started to basically write myself like a little syllabus almost for the month. So I've decided that I want to take an art course every quarter. So I sort of plan that in, and then I choose 4 different prompts a month, and I schedule one for each week. And that's been working really, really well, because I was finding that I was getting to the weekend and then wasting time because I didn't know what to paint. So having a plan in place has been really, really good. So that's literally just a grid page, and I've split it into 10 sections. So I've got Saturday, Sunday for all the weeks of the month, and then at the bottom I've got next month and notes. And then this is February's one, and then this is just a quick idea that I had for a painting. And then I've got a list of where to find art inspiration, because that's also one of my goals, is to find inspiration from new sources. So I've been joining different Patreon accounts. In January I joined Natasha Newton's Patreon. I was a patron of hers previously, but I stopped my subscription temporarily. So I went back on hers in January, and that was quite inspiring. And then I swapped, so I'm basically only joining them for a month at a time, but obviously if I enjoy it then I'll go back to it. And for February I have joined Katie Moody's Patreon, and really inspiring and exciting. She's really passionate about art, and she's releasing a book soon as well, so that will be really good. So this is a very long list of art inspiration, which again I brainstormed with ChatGPT, so that was really helpful. And then I've got some art prompts, some colour swatches. I do hope to swatch all of my art supplies in here at some point, but again I just haven't got round to it at the moment. And then I have a media section, so I've got all of the TV, film and book releases that I want to keep track of by month, and this is just the same insert as my medical log. This is an episode tracker, so I just tick off where I am with different series and podcasts. Currently rewatching This Is Us and listening to the podcast That Was Us, and that's really great. I'm really enjoying that. This is last year's TV tracker. I think there's a couple of things that I still haven't watched, so I've kept that as reference. Then I started a list of book recommendations. I quite often, if I enjoy a book and want some more recommendations based on that book, I will ask ChatGPT to recommend some similar books. So I've got some lists on my Notion of some recommendations that I would like to write down. So it sounds like I use my Notion quite a lot in conjunction with my planner, which at the moment I do, but my goal is to go completely paper-based because I don't like digital. I really like having physical lists as opposed to digital. It's just because I'm short on time and don't know where to put the information that I've just shoved it on Notion for now. The only thing I really use Notion for is my birthday and Christmas card list and my shopping list for food shopping, and occasionally sort of brain dumps or to-do lists for when I'm out and about, and that's basically it. So then I've got a movie watch list and a TV show watch list. Some YouTube channels that I enjoy, and then I've got a notes section, so I've got a tech cheat sheet, and then I've got some scrap paper for scribbling on, and then I've got some Franklin Covey sized grid paper that I've printed so I can start hopefully writing up my Notion lists. And then then lastly I have contacts at the back, which I can't show you. And then I have some coupons in a plastic folder that I made out of laminating sheets. I think that tutorial was by Marianne Cresp on YouTube. It's really easy and it will save you money. And then I have just some sticky notes that I've put a little card on that I made on Canva. This is another card, Seek Magic, which also had sticky notes on, but I've used them all covering up my information. Then I have a Botanical Candle Co card. That's my favourite candle company. It's a really lovely shop in the UK, so if you do get a chance, head over to their website because it's lovely. This is one of the wax melts that I got that I really loved, and I just love the colour and the packaging, and it still smells really nice as well, so I've just popped that in there. I don't have anything in here or in the one behind it, and in the one behind that I have a roller blind sample for my office. So keeping hold of that for when I decide to order those. And that's everything. So thank you very much for bearing with me and my very croaky voice. I'm sorry about that, and thank you for putting up with the dodgy light. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Any comments, please be kind. And I will hopefully see you again in the not too distant future. Thank you, bye.